This video is a supplement to the preparing for automation section of the tips and tricks document. So first let's talk about disabling the message box. That's simple. You just right click, go to properties, go to the errors, and if this is checked, uncheck it. The kickouts still get logged, you just don't have the message box pop up, which will require human intervention for the next process to continue. So if you have a bunch of flow diagrams connecting together, after the first one's done and says how many records, it won't go to the next one unless somebody comes in and hits OK to the message box, unless you have this unchecked. That's very important if you're trying to do automation. Next is each time you probably get prompted to log into planning when you run this manually. You can set that so you don't have to do that by just using the inline formula. Simple enough. You just type in the username and connect that to the login port. If the login port isn't showing, go to hide unconnected ports, or unhide ports. All the ports are shown on here, so we don't have that option. But if it was, it would have shown hidden ports, would not be grayed out. So yeah, you take that and you connect that to the username port, and next take the password and put that in here. Now remember, this is going to be in clear text, so if somebody has access to this HAL project, they're going to be able to see the admin password. So it's just kind of one of those flaws with HAL, but very few people but admins would have access to this anyway. And then every time when you run this, it will not prompt you as long as your username and password are correct. Next, let's talk about, we talked about the connecting the flow diagrams here. So that's actually very simple. So let's say you have one flow diagram to load one part, and you have another one and another one and another one, etc., etc. So we want to load those, as I said in the document. You want to make sure you get those to load in the correct order. You got to load the parents before the children and that kind of things. So the best way to do that is you take yet another flow diagram here, and then you start dragging in your flow diagrams from your project viewer here. So let's say this one's our first one. You take him, just grab them and pull them in just like you do with the adapters. And let's say this guy's our second, and this guy's our third, this guy's our fourth. We'll just do 4, but you get the picture. And then each one of these might contain sub-projects or whatever, as you see here. You want to go to show all hidden ports, and you want to do the execute port for each one. And then you simply just drag, just like you would with the other ports in the planning adapter. You just grab and connect to each execute. And then they would, if you hit play here, they would run in order. This, whatever's inside of this, would run first. And you can nest flow diagrams inside flow diagrams. There's no limit to how far you can nest them down. So if your load is really complicated, this usually can accommodate that. So this guy would load once he's finished, this guy and this guy and this guy. What I was saying about the message box is, if you leave message box on even just one of these, say you left it on the second one, so this one gets done, you forgot to uncheck it on this one. When this one gets done, there's a message box that's going to pop up here, and then without any human interaction, it won't go on to the next one. So you want to make sure it's unchecked for all of these. But that's how you connect these guys up, and hopefully that helps.